So how are you all? Good afternoon. Shall I say good afternoon or good morning? Good afternoon. Oh, great. So all you are for preparing for the civil services, right? Basically from DU. Majority of you from DU, right? Not from DU? Question mark face why? Where are you from? From DU or somewhere else? From JNU? Okay, anyhow. So basically the thing is, you might be knowing the structure, like, what is civil services. I don't want to enter much into what you mean by civil services. Do I need to explain that one also or what? Civil service is such an exam where it is conducted by UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. It will be having paper one, means what? The first is called as preliminary part, then the mains part. Do you need that information? What my task is, how to enter into UPSC within no time. Basically what the people are feeling difficulty here is, they comes to know about the structure of the exam, they comes to know about the so-called syllabus of the exam, and they feel like, I can master this one within no time. Maybe 6 months, maybe 10 months, maybe 1 year. Within 1 year, I can master this one and I can enter into the service. This is what they believe, and they start preparing, and they'll be getting struck up somewhere in this career development process. They'll be striking up for 1 year, 2 years, quite acceptable. But which is not acceptable, striking up for 3 years, even more than 3 years. Finally, at the end of the 5th stage, they comes to know that, yes, this is not my cup of tea. What they have lost? A complete 5 years of very important, valuable career time period. Never you can get back that time period. See, I am not discouraging you, I am telling the fact. The fact is always a little bit bitter in nature. But for that aspirant who is really aspiring for entering the civil services, there is a proven methodology, proven strategy. If you can pick up such a strategy, you can pick up such a methodology, you can enter into the service within the prescribed time period. Whatever the time framework you make, within the time framework, you will fit in the services. First of all, we need to check ourselves whether we are fit for the services or not. Everyone will be dreaming like, yes, if I am so and so, if that is so and so, if that is like this, everyone will be dreaming. But the question is whether your personality fit in the service or not. You need to introspect. Without that introspection, majority of the people are entering because of the force made by the parents, or by the societal pressure, or maybe the peer pressure. Maybe your close associated, that fellow got entered into the state civil services. Then someone will be having a pressure on you, saying that when that fellow can do, why can't you? But the question is your personality fit in that one? Just like, what is the simple analogy? If you go into the garment showroom, you cannot wear whatever that is there according to your prescribed size where the garment needs to be fit. First of all, you need to check whether your personality, what is your personality? You need to introspect first of all. No one else in the world knows better than you. You alone knows yourself. And so it is you need to introspect, not someone else. Someone else will be seeing you from outside. What is running inside you that is known only to you. And so it is you need to decide. No one else. Maybe your papa's, beta, I have seen you right from your childhood days, yet I'm unable to understand. Why? Because he is unable to understand. Because what is running your mind, no one can understand. He may assess to a certain extent better than anyone else, but the real you should be fixing in the mind. Yes, I want to enter into the service. Once you decide that I am going to enter into the service, then comes the question of how. Without doing this exercise, many of the people are entering, fails, and some of the people enter the service, in the middle they come out. Why? Because jam nahi paega with the structure, with the system. But first of all, you need to introspect how to enter the service. The moment once you decide, yes, I am fit for this service, then only whether you are meant for servicing the people, are you meant for doing certain service to the society? Can you interact with the poorest of the poor people to whom you need to serve? What is the name of this one? Civil. Once you become an IAS officer, what will be called as? What will be called as? You will be called as servant. Do you know? All you are aspiring to become a servant. If at all you are literally seeing things, if you remove this one, it appears to be civil servant. It's a common way where the people feel somewhat proud of themselves. But if you remove this one, what you are aspiring for? Servant. Servant for whom? Servant for whom? For whom? Not for one individual, for the society. For the society, you want to be a servant. You want to serve the society. But after entering into the society, after entering into the service, they behave like a master. They are not believing no more that they are the servants. But it is only those people who are having the ambition to do some service to the society. They alone can fit in this job. Or else, if you feel like you are the master, if you feel like you are the greater personality, if you feel like I will be sitting only in the AC room, never I will be entering into the doorsteps of those people who wants my services, no point. No point even after becoming a greater servant, the so-called IAS, even after achieving, there is no use. First of all, you need to decide whether I can serve the poorest of the poor. I'll give one best example. What is the service? And such personalities, there are certain personalities where they have brought very great, what is called as sheen to the entire service. They have brought very great recognition. They decorated the name civil servant itself. There was a great personality, Mr. S.R. Shankaran. Probably in the young generation, they don't know who is this S.R. Shankaran. He acted as a chief secretary for 2 states. Not one state. Chief secretary for 2 states. Just imagine, once you have seen any one of the IAS officer, once you enter or someone enters into an IAS officer, post of IAS officer, what type of lavish type of lifestyle will be there? His house will be very decorative. He will be having some personal properties. This guy, even after serving as a civil servant, serving as a chief secretary for 2 states, at the end of his day, meaning what? After the service, after the retirement, when governor of one particular state entered into the house of this S.R. Shankaran to give Padma Vibhushan award, when the government has conferred Padma Vibhushan because of his services, the best services given to the society. And so he didn't, because he's not interested in getting recognition. And so he didn't go to receive the Padma Vibhushan. Then the president informed governor, go and visit that great personality, give this Padma Vibhushan award at home. Then all the press, governor, with all the protocol, everyone came there only to see that great personality who retired as a chief secretary of 2 states. First, he did a chief secretary for Andhra Pradesh, and then he acted as a chief secretary for Tripura, 2 states. When the entire protocol entered, means what the security personnel, governor, and all the other people entered into the house, they got shocked by seeing the house of S.R. Shankaran. It's a single room house where the washroom was far away with no top, roofless washroom, one single bedded, no family, all alone. What type of stove he is having? Not the gas stove where there are kerosene. Do you know the kerosene stove? This is the one he is leading the life. Such a pitiable condition. This is what S.R. Shankaran. He sacrificed entire his life for the sake of the Indians, the society. When his father, after becoming IAS officer, when his father came to him, said that, see beta, you have become a greater civil servant, why don't you get married? Then what is the response he gave? He said that, if I get married and if I take care of my family, who will be taking care of this family? This is what he said. There are such a great personality. So great personalities are there in India where they sacrifice everything for the sake of the young generations, the younger generations. But the unfortunate thing is the younger generation, they don't know even the name of those personalities. That is why UPSC is asking, come and try to understand what is history. Why history is there as a subject? Whenever you are thinking very logically, something happened in 1857. Is it having some repercussions today in the modern world? At that point of time, there was no internet, no cell phone, no smartphone, no proper governance, no online transaction. But now, society got completely changed. Do we need to read 1857, 1757? Someone came at that point of time into India. Do we need that one? Why we need to read? Why we need to read? That is our past. What happened to this piece of land where we are staying right now? Right now we are here, right? On this same piece of land, someone else was there. When you want to rule this piece of land, you should know who was there, what he did, who was there, history, what type of rule he did, he implemented, polity, what type of conditions were there on this piece of land once upon a time, geographical conditions, what type of commerce and trade was happening, what type of the transactions were happening, nothing but economy. What are these? They are not the meager subjects, they are all our past. For a person who wants to meagerly live here on this piece of land, he doesn't need all these things. But for a person who wants to rule this piece of land, definitely he should be knowing who was there in my place once upon a time, what he did at the point of time, what has the repercussion even today because of that type of rule. You should be knowing. Why? Because you are aspiring to become a leader of that particular region. IAS, who is the IAS? The first citizen of that particular district. You are the concerned personality for the economic development of the region, for the poverty elevation of the people, for the betterment of the geographical conditions of that region, for the better transportation, for the better trade and commerce. You are responsible. Meaning what? You are the leader. You need to take the decision in that area. If at all you are a layman, just want to live there and pass your time. No need to know history, no need to know polity, no need to know geography, no need to know economy. Why all these things are inducted in the civil services syllabus? Always the people see only on the one side of the coin. Aspirants are seeing UPSC at only one side of the coin. Like, sir, syllabus is vast. There are so many terminologies that are given in the syllabus. When we are going to master all these things, it will be taking more than 1 year of time period. This is what the people are thinking, as if they are writing one a common exam, maybe IIT JEE, or maybe some other academic exam, like maybe getting into the service called as MBBS. Definitely they are the premier services. They're also doing service to the society, but that service to the society is scheduled in a specialized manner. This is not. Schedule is one specialization. You need to be a jack of all trades, because a doctor, district medical officer will be under your control. District engineering services fellow will be under your control. A archaeologist will be under your control. When they comes with some problem, you need to understand their problem. If that fellow doctor is explaining something, if you don't know that terminology, if he said that, sir, anthrax is there, sir. Oh, anthrax is there. Ask her to come inside. Let us have a chat. If you are telling like that, what is the need of being a leader there? You should be knowing each and everything a little bit, not specialized. Got the point? You should have awareness about the topics that are present, that are happening in and around you. Whatever is happening in and around you, you should be having a very keen understanding. If that knowledge is not known, you cannot be called as a good leader, right? This is the basic point. I just want to give the basic introduction, like, it's a new screen. 1 second, let me get clear, undo, then can I scroll this one somewhere like this one? No, can't I scroll? Okay, what I need to do, I need to take another paper. Okay, fine. Now see this one. How to crack? The first point, after understanding why to enter into the service, how to crack this exam. There is a very prescribed process. Methodology is there. If that methodology is not known, it is very difficult for you to understand the entire pattern of the exam. The first and foremost point is, why the importance of the syllabus. What is the importance of the syllabus? Because it is our past. Whoever understands the past, they alone will be understanding the present. Whoever is having the knowledge of the present, they alone can predict the future. Whoever is having the ability to predict the future, UPSC will be selecting those personalities. Right? Now, the first and foremost point, whenever someone, if at all you are relieving that, telling your idea that you are going to prepare for civil services, what is that suggestion given by those people? They'll be asking you to read the newspaper, right? What is newspaper? The newspaper is nothing but the present. Newspaper is nothing but the present conditions, all related to the current. What is the newspaper? What is happening in and around you. That is what the news, right? When you are asked to read the newspaper, what they'll be suggesting, in the middle of the paper, there is a column called as editorial column. You need to read the editorial column. This is what the people will be suggesting. What is that editorial column? Whatever the incident that has happened, maybe a policy, the government has introduced one policy, and what are the repercussions of the policy, whether the policy is implemented on a proper lines, or it is giving a negative result because of the policy introduced, something is wrong happening in the society. This is what it will be given in the newspaper. Why the people are unable to understand? Because they don't know the past of the, they don't know the past. Like some article, whenever you are talking about an article which is the present scenario. What is the present scenario? In India, the introduction of NREGA, all you people are well aware of a program called as NREGA, right? A NREGA program was introduced in India and it is having so and so repercussions. If it is given, those people who know something about that one, they can understand. Those people are completely not aware, they cannot understand. Meaning what? Some knowledge should be there with respect to the past. When the knowledge is there with respect to the past, then only can understand the present scenario. Whoever comes to know about the present situation, they alone can predict the future. This is very, very important task in the UPSC. Why many of the time the people are simply not having the knowledge of the understanding of the editorial column? Because they are not having the past understanding. What you have to do, In order to enter into service, the first and foremost task you need to do is you need to start with the basic books, because they are talking more about our past. You need to start with our basic books. First and foremost, the subject you need to take up is history. You need to start with history. That is a condition. Once you start with history, right from the class 6 to 12, how you need to approach whenever you are reading 6th, then class 7, class 8. What is given in the 6th and 8th are almost all similar. 8th and 12th are similar. When you are talking about, suppose in the 6th class 1857 is given, and then again in the 8th class 1857 will be repeated. Definitely whatever the content that is there in the 6th will not be there in the 8th. Somewhat addition will be there. What is that addition? You need to check. Why? Because at the age of the 6th standard, a person can understand the things only in that narrow way. But in the 8th standard, some addition was given. What is that addition? What is the need of giving some that addition? Because by the time the mind got matured enough to understand, to analyze that addition content, you need to check like that. Simply reading, once you see the 6th class chapter in the 8th standard, don't think that, oh my God, this is one of the same, and I have read already, I know the concept. No, you need to check what is the additional point. What is the addition? If you can understand, meaning what? Your job is half done. This is how you need to analyze. You need to start with the history. Once you are done with the history, then you need to start with the other subject called as polity. The order should be maintained. Once you are done with this one, then you can start with any other subject. First of all, you need to start with only history, then you need to start with the polity, again 6 to 12. Then you can take up either it may be economy or it may be geography, but these two should be followed in a sequential order. After understanding the history, then you need to come to the polity and you need to interconnect. Interconnect, like what do you mean by interconnecting? What is the rule that was brought by that personality? What is the time period of the personality in the history? You will be understanding that time period in the history, and in the polity, the complete omissions and the additions of that policy in the polity. You need to connect history with the polity. That connecting of the dots is very, very important. If you can't connect the dots, again, this field is not for you. First of all, this is how we need to introspect. Once we are done with this one, yes, history, polity, then go for geography, then economy. Economy only 9th to 12th. Why 9 to 12? Because 6, 7, 8, there is no such thing called as economy specifically. It is included in the what is called as social studies, civics. It is included in the civics subject, where in the economy you need to start with the 9th standard, 9, 10, 11, 12. Once these basic things are done, then you can understand the other things. All other things can be understood, meaning what? The present can be understood only whenever you are having the basic information. Like what type of agricultural policies were brought, what type of programs were introduced in India, what type of conditions are there in the medical segment, what type of developments are there in the science and technology, what type of developments are there in the nuclear research. Let me give one case study. What happened recently? Our Prime Minister was there in Russia. All you know that he was there in Russia. As a aspirant, you need to keenly follow the government. Meaning what? What do you mean by following the government? You need to check where the Prime Minister is going, what type of MOUs were taken into consideration, what type of agreements were there between India and the other countries. Always you need to have a greater eye on that one. Like recently Sheikh Hasina came to India. Who is the Sheikh Hasina? The president of Bangladesh. What was the agreement? The agreement was supplying of diesel from India. The agreement was the supply of diesel from India. Sir, do we have diesel? Whenever you are exporting, meaning what? That should be present in India. Do we have that material? We are importing from Russia, we are importing from Iran. How comes diesel is there? That is what the logic question, you need to question yourself. Whenever you are questioning like that, do we have that basic raw material, and why there is a MOU? What India has promised, we are going to supply regularly diesel. We ourselves are purchasing the crude oil from Iran, from Russia. How comes diesel is there? See the logic here. What India is doing? India is purchasing the crude oil and India is having the greater refining capacity. The technology is present with India. With India, the technology is there. The crude oil is being refined and the crude is being segregated into different products like petrol, diesel, kerosene, then naphtha, waste oil. All these are the byproducts which are being extracted from the crude oil. When we are purchasing the crude at one particular price, say for example we have purchased at 10 rupees. Say for example we purchased at 10 rupees and we are supplying the crude at the rate of 5, means what? Petrol at the rate of 5, diesel at the rate of 4, kerosene at the rate of 3, naphtha at the rate of 2. How much we are gaining? How much it is? 7, 9, 14. What is the purchase cost? 10. 4 rupees the benefit. That is what government of India is doing. We are supplying petrol to Pakistan. Sir, Pakistan? Yes, we are supplying petrol to Pakistan. How come, sir, it is a enemy state? Enmity thing or other things are with respect to the politics, but not. Business is business, economics is economics. And so, whoever is having the demand, we are supplying. We are supplying the petrol to Nepal. We are supplying the diesel to Bangladesh. These are the developments. Once you know from where we are purchasing, then you can understand the other things. What we are doing. What is the demand in India? The demand in India is only, say, 10 liters is the demand. When the 10 liters is the demand, how many liters we are importing? We are importing 100 liters. Why? When the demand is just 10, why you are importing 100? Because we need to refine and we need to supply to the world countries. This is what is happening. And so the neighboring countries are made to depend on India. Because of the greater relationships, we need to maintain a greater relationship with the neighborhood, and so we are doing all these things. On one side, the economic development is happening, at the same time, good and cordial relation needs to be maintained. That is a foreign policy. When we can understand all these things, provided if you are having the concept of the basic understanding, the basic, where you can get the basics, this is the basics. Now, one very important development happened in the recent past. What is the recent past? Like our Prime Minister was there in the Russia. He was meeting with the President of Russia, Mr. Putin. What was the agreement? The name of the policy is called as International North-South Transport Corridor. A very, very important development happened recently. International North-South Transport Corridor. What is this International North-South Transport Corridor? If you tell, you are seeing the things like, say for example, if it is one part of the globe, suppose if it is the one part of the globe, okay. Okay, this is one part of the globe. This is the other part, which is called as the North America and South America. Say for example, this part. Till recently, what happened? India wants to do trade with the country like Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, which happens to be the Central Asiatic countries, and the other countries called as Iran. Till 2010, we want to have a great trade between these countries. But trade in what? Which product? It is basically the oil and the natural gas. Means what? Hydrocarbons. In the case of oil and the natural gas, we want to do an extraordinary trade. And these countries, Turkmenistan gave a word, yes, India, I am going to help you because I am having rich natural gas. Kazakhstan, what is the importance of the Kazakhstan? 1/3 of the world's global oil is, or not oil, 1/3 of the global natural gas is present there. When such a huge gas is there, they cannot consume all by own. They want to sell. What is the other country which is having a greater demand, which are having the capacity to purchase? India. They want to trade with India. The other best friend of India, Iran, also wants to trade. But what was the problem? See the problem. we need to have a transportation network, either because the pipelines or we need to bring overland by trucks. Which is best thing, bringing the gas or the oil by trucks overland is the easy way of transportation, or having a pipeline is the easy way of transportation? Pipelines. If the pipeline is there, undisrupted, means what? Without any hindrance, we can make the things to reach India. But what is the hiccup there? Throughout 90s, throughout 2000s, throughout 2010s, what was the hiccup? The government of India has delineated a plan. What is the plan? Called as IPI pipeline. What is this IPI pipeline? The pipeline has to move from India, then the pipeline has to go to the country called as, there is no other way out. The pipeline has to pass through Pakistan, and then the pipeline has to reach Iran. This is the pipeline. There is no other way out. Because of the geographical condition, the pipeline has to pass like this one. This was a very great dream project of India, but could not materialize. Why it could not materialize? Because of this country. Because of this country, it could not get materialized. As it could not get materialized, right? This could not materialize because of this country. Let me choose this one only. Okay. As it could not materialize because of this country, because there is unrest. There are certain areas under the Pakistani government, like Balochistan region, where the government of Pakistan itself is not having the command. What is this Balochistan? The neighboring part of the Iran. The pipeline has to pass through the Balochistan. Will the government of India will be having any belief like the oil and the gas can continuously come to India? We cannot believe. Though we spend some crores of rupees, it's of no use. And so we stopped this project. Then when we stopped this project, there was another policy, means what? Another idea was cropped up in order to bring the gas from the Turkmenistan. The name of the pipeline is called as Tapi pipeline. India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and then Turkmenistan. Can it get materialized? Again, because of not just one country, Pakistan, another country is also there, Afghanistan. Can it get materialized? No, absolutely not. And so we could not achieve this one till 2020. In the year 2020, we came up with a new policy, International North-South Transport Corridor, where we need to do a greater business with the greater friends like Russia, greater friend like Azerbaijan, the greater friend like Kazakhstan. Now we started going for one international trading route, which is bypassing the international maritime routes. What is the international maritime route? Suez Canal. We don't want to enter into the Suez Canal, nor we don't want to enter into Pakistan or into Afghanistan. Bypassing all these things, right now we have delineated a plan directly to reach Russia. Russian government accepted immediately. And the other friend, the best friend, who is the other best friend? Iran accepted immediately. And now this got materialized. Right now, this program is in the implementation. 2 days back, 2 trains from Russia started to India through this international transport corridor. This is the greatest achievement that happened. How the plan is? From Bombay, the port is called as Chabahar port, which is present in the Iran. Chabahar port is a very, very important strategically located port that is present in Iran. Who modernized that port? Indian government modernized. We have uptaken the port and we modernized that port, and so there is a cordial relationship between India and Iran. Now from Bombay, the ship directly goes to Chabahar. From the Chabahar port, it enters into what is called as the Caspian Sea by road. From the Caspian Sea, on one side you can find the country called as Azerbaijan, which happens to be a best friend of India. Other one is called as Kazakhstan on the other side, which is having rich oil reserves. And from here we can enter into the country called as Russia, where you can find the city Moscow. This is what Russia. This is what Russia. Already 2 trains dispatched from Moscow with a lot of coal. What is the current scenario? What is the current scenario? Iran, sorry, not Iran, what is in Russia? Because of the Russian and Ukraine war, there was mistrust between the Western European countries and Russia. When there was a mistrust, what the foreign policy of Russia decided? They have decided to shift the equations from European region to Asiatic region. They want to shift the trade to Asia, which is the biggest partner in Asia. It is India. These are the developments that are happening. When you can understand all these developments, provided if you know the basic past, the understanding of the past, once you are having the past knowledge, obviously can understand the present scenario. This is what called as international not-so transport corridor. Earlier, we used to go to Russia through the Red Sea, then into the Mediterranean, then in Atlantic Ocean, into Baltic Sea, Gulf of Bothnia. From here, we will be reaching Russia. It used to take 60 days. Now, with this transport corridor, we are going to reach Russia within 20 days. Just imagine the cost effectiveness. Just imagine the time effectiveness. These are the latest developments that are happening right now. It's all because of the stable government at home and the world equations. What is the world equation? Russia, never we thought like they will be shifting their equations like foreign relations from the European region to Asiatic region. Now the development happened. How the question can be asked? The Russia-Ukraine war has changed the equations between the Western European region and Russia, which is a beneficiary factor for India. Explain. If you don't understand this concept, you cannot understand the question itself. All these are the latest developments that are happening around us. If you can understand these developments, then you can predict the future. UPSC is asking, whoever is having the greater understanding of the present, whoever is having the greatest understanding of the present, I am going to select them, I am going to make them as the leaders by giving a post called as IAS. For that, we need to get equipped. It is our duty to come to the expectation of the UPSC. Got the point? And so this is the demand of the exam. Don't see that, sir, UPSC is having such a great syllabus. What is syllabus? Your past. What is the newspaper? Your present. If you can understand the present, when you can understand the present, provided if you understand the past, if you know the past, you can understand the present. Whoever is having greater understanding of the present by knowing the past, they alone can predict the future. Futuristic idea. See, someone might have drafted this one. In order to draft this route, draft this policy, what is the knowledge that fellow should be having? Who was that fellow? A civil servant. Maybe an Indian Foreign Service. Got the point? And that particular personality should be you. Whenever you are aspiring to enter into that shoes, you should be having understanding. For that, you need to do certain work. And what the people say this one as hard work. No, it's not the hard work. It is what is called as dedicated work. Dedication to the nation. When you see that it is my nation, when you feel like, yes, my nation needs to develop, then you will be working on that one. When you feel it is my own, then only you will be entering into the service, or else you won't enter. As if you are a person within this business and you want to see the betterment of your own, then only can enter, then only can get the service. Until then, no matter whatever the number of years you are reading, no matter whatever the subject you are reading, you cannot master. Unless until you own India as yourselves, like, this is my India, I want to bring the betterment, then only can enter the service. This is the basic character one should be having. Without that character, no matter how many times you read history, no matter how many times you read geography, it's difficult to enter into the service. These are the basic qualities an aspirant should be having. Is it clear? And so, what is your prime duty in order to enter into the service? Go for reading these 4 basic subjects. As per UPSC, they are the subjects. As per UPSC, they are the subjects, but as per the implication of the UPSC, as per the analysis of the UPSC, they are all your past, because you are not here some other time in the past. At that point of time, someone was here. Therefore, once you know this one, then you can understand the entire scenario, what is happening today. I'll give you one best example. Like, Pakistan is considered to be an enmity country, right? Every time we feel like the country, the neighbor country which is called as a Pakistan, always it is entering India, right? When it is entering India, where it is entering India? Where it is entering India, always it tries to enter into India from one region, from this region, right? From this area it is entering. Pakistan is Pakistan even in the Punjab, even in the country, state like Rajasthan, even in the Gujarat. The same people, the same attitude. Why they are only entering into? Why they are entering only there? Why not every day here? Why not every day here? Why not every day here? Because of something is there. Got the point? Why there is such a great relation? On the other side of India also, you can find another Pakistan. Right now we call this Pakistan as Bangladesh. This is also Pakistan. But these fellows, means what? Whatever the enmity we are having with these people, such type of enmity is not there with these people. Right? But why the same country once upon a time, but why such a great enmity is there? Again, knowing the past is very, very important. If you don't know the past, you can't understand the present. I'll give you one best example. See this one. There was a great personality called as Tipu Sultan. You might be knowing, right? What happened in the Third Anglo-Mysore War? Tipu Sultan was defeated under the leadership of Mr. Wellesley. When Wellesley defeated Tipu Sultan, then there was an agreement between Tipu Sultan and the British Raj at the point of time. What was the agreement? You pay 40,000 rupees, I am going to give back your Mysore kingdom. Then Tipu Sultan said that, yes, I am going to pay you 40,000 rupees. Please give my territory back. But right now I don't have money, 40,000 rupees. You give that territory, within 1 year I am going to give you back 40,000 rupees. Then Wellesley said that, what is the guarantee? I want to have something as mortgage. What is that something material needs to be kept as a surety? What Wellesley demand? Wellesley demand 2 sons of Tipu Sultan. The 2 small kids were taken by Wellesley to Calcutta. Where is Mysore? Down south. 2 sons were kept in the jail of Calcutta and they were demanding money. Tipu, you give me 40,000, I am going to release your 2 sons. Here they are staying comfortably. We are serving food, everything is there, but they are in the jail. You send, once you send 40,000, we are going to send you your 2 sons. Then Tipu Sultan cannot tolerate. Kingdom was given back, but 2 sons are there. Sons are not there at home. Every day unrest was there. Because of the mounting unrest, what happened? Waged the 4th Anglo-Mysore War. In that war, Tipu Sultan got killed. When he was killed, no point in keeping the 2 sons in the jail. So the British government left those 2 sons, 2 small kids. One is of age 10 and another one is of age 8 years. They were left on the roads of Calcutta. What happened? You don't know the fate of these kids. When they were crying and they are roaming on the roads, one rickshaw puller in Calcutta embraced those kids, gave some tea, biscuits and started nurturing them. Even today, 2024, even today, the great grandsons, the children of those 2 kids, even today are the people who are pulling rickshaw in Calcutta. They are living as workers in the streets of Calcutta. Who are they? The great grandsons of Hyder Ali, sons of Tipu Sultan. Because of not knowing their past, they are still living under such a condition. The young generation always feels like India is low. Why? Because you are seeing only the present scenario and feel like, sir, America, sir, these fellows, whoever they complete their engineering, especially software, they don't want to come to home. Directly they are going to the airport. They want to fly to America. This is what is happening, right? Have you ever seen this one? The society is like this one. Why? Because they are craving to go America because they don't know India. What was India? You don't know. Such a glorious past is there for India. Such a glorious past. Entire world was looking at the India. When these fellows, the so-called East India Company, wants to trade with India, what was the equations, the economical equations? Indian GDP was 200 times more than the British GDP. After looting India for continuously for 2 centuries, by the time they left India, the equations got completely turned the other way. The GDP of British was 200 times more than Indian GDP. Entire world, when they want to get better education, better knowledge, when they want to have a better life, every time, every part of the world was looking at India. That was our glorious past. And so India is called as the land of sinking gold. Because whatever the products we want, whatever the products the world wants, let me put like this one. Whatever the products world wants, all the products are there in India. They need to exchange the products on the barter system. And what is the only material we used to accept for the exchange? It was gold. And so, as the world country people are in want of Indian products, they used to come to India. They used to exchange with gold, and gold never goes out. Why the gold never goes out? Because we don't require any products from the world. That is what called as the land of sinking gold. This was the glorious past. But unfortunately, because of these 200 years of looting like anything, still India is surviving. Had some other country was looted so greatly, plundered so greatly, like that of India, that would have not seen in the world map. But we are still flourishing. Still flourishing because this is the glorious land. We should know the importance of our land. And so we need to do some service to the society. For that, UPSC is asking. What are the subjects you are there? So and so subjects. In geography, what is there? You can find the 2 types of geographies. One is called as, meaning what? Geography is divided into 2 parts. One is called as the physical geography, and one is called as human geography. It's called as the physical geography, and one is called as human geography. What do you mean by physical geography? All the physical entities, like where do you find the mountains, where do you find the plateaus, where do you find the rivers, where the plains are there. All it is about the physical entities, like climate, what type of climatic conditions, what type of water body is there. This is about the physical geography, where everything about the land is called as geomorphology. The study about the land aspects. What do you mean by geomorphology? Ology is nothing but study. Geo is nothing but earth. Morphing, nothing but changes. Study about the changes over the earth's surface is called as geomorphology. The second one is called as the climatology. Complete study about the climate. The third one is called as oceanography. Oceanography, all about the oceans. Along with this one, we will be studying here the Indian geography, Indian physical geography. All the Indian physical structures, what type of mountains are there, whether the Himalayas are considered as the old mountains or young mountains. If they are considered as young, what are the old mountains? Where do you find the plateaus? Where do you find the plains? All they are studied here in the physical part. What the human geography deals with? The human geography deals with the 2 segments. One is called as economic geography. Another one is called as social geography. What do you mean by economic geography? Geography overlapping with the economy is called as economic geography. Meaning what? When you take the concept like agriculture, from where the people are getting food from where the man is getting food from, the activity is called as agriculture. In the economic type of agriculture, what you will be studying? What is the minimum support price? Which product will be giving more profit? But in the agriculture, in geography, what you need to study is what type of crops are grown in what type of region. The best example, see the Himalayas. Himalayas are Himalayas. On one side in the western Himalayas, you can find apples. Why such apple growth is not there in the Assam? And also Arunachal Pradesh also Himalayas. Why Arunachal is not having the apples? Why only Shimla? Why only Kashmir? Have you ever heard about the apple called as Arunachal apple? We know only Shimla apple. Why not Arunachal apple? Sikkim apple? Sikkim is not Himalayas or what? Yes, it is Himalayas. Why it is not having the same product? Himalayas are Himalayas. Then if you compare again the other product, like Assam is famous for what is called as tea, Darjeeling tea. What are these Darjeeling and Assam region? Again Himalayas. Why not? There is a tea called as Kashmir tea, Shimla tea. Have you ever heard? No. This is what the geographical part deals with. Then the social geography. What do you mean by social geography? Everything about the society. Society overlapping with, meaning what? Geography overlapping with the sociology. The best example, what is the recent report? Population. As predicted by the World Bank, under the United Nations, India has become the world's #1 in the population. What type of population growth rates are there in India? What type of literacy rates are there in India? What type of sex ratios are there in India? What type of density is there? Everything related to the society is called as social geography. What are the different tribes you can find? Where do you find the different tribal people? What type of races are there in India? What is a race? Race is nothing but the physical traits of the people. When the man was taken birth in Africa and started moving for different parts of the world. When man started from Africa, why all the people in the world are just like Africans? Why they are not like Africans? From where the man started from? From migrated from Africa. This is what the proven task, right? Then why all the people are not Africans? Like, whenever you are seeing China, Mongolia, then Japan, the facial expressions are something different. The face cuts are something different. The body structure is something different. When you see the people like Europeans, their body structure is something different. When the man migrated from one continent called as Africa, everyone should be like Negroids. Who has changed that one? The nature, the physical part of the one, the climatic conditions. And so there are different races. What are the different races you can find in the world? The races. You need to study all these things. All these are studied in the one in the physical and one is called as human part. Once you are done with all these things, it is nothing but the entire general studies geography. Geography for general studies. Right? What are the reference books? What are the reference books? Just now I have given NCERT. NCERT along with the Vision IAS book. The material that is provided by Vision IAS along with the NCERT and also the class notes. In the class notes becomes the very basis for the entire studies because you have written in with your hand, and so it becomes a major source for you. These are the reference books. If you can follow these three books meticulously, nothing else is important. You can answer almost all the questions that are there in the prelims as well as in the mains part. In a very, very brief nutshell, the importance of UPSC. First of all, whether that is fit for us or not, you need to check. Once you do that basic exercise, then go for methodology, how to prepare. First of all, NCERT, then go for the keen understanding of the subjects. You need to understand what is happening around us, because what is happening around us is nothing but the present. The present can be analyzed only with the help of the past. Clear? This is about a small introduction to the geography. First part is whether you fit. Second part is geography. Clear? Fine? Yes? Any doubts? Any other doubts? Whenever you are having any specific doubt, you can ask me. How to prepare? What is the structure? What are the the ranks that are getting and whatever the marks that the people are getting, why it is taking so much of time? Any doubt? Yes, go ahead, go ahead. Yes. Yeah, what is the question? What are the basic things to understand the geography? Right? What are the basic things? How we need to start? Normally, in the class, we will be starting right from the basics. For those people who are not having not even 1% of geographical knowledge, though the people are from the 10th standard, we will be starting right from the basics. What is the criteria? See the criteria? We believe that the people are having zero geographical knowledge and we'll start right from the basics. That is what the mode of education here. We'll start right from the scratch and we build up the concepts. Right? And for the question asked by one of our friend, what is the importance of map making and from where we need to start? What I said, you need to start with the NCERT, and there is no such thing called as specifically. You need to read map specifically whenever there is a concept related. Say in the NCERT you are talking about the mountains. In the NCERT you are talking about the mountains. Whatever the mountains that are listed in that NCERT book, you check those mountains in the atlas. Meaning what? Along with the subject, you need to see the physical structures. Whenever you are coming across the Indian part, maybe you are talking about the Malwa Plateau. The moment once you come across the name of the plateau, you need to go to the atlas. You need to check what is the extent of this one, what is the one. You need to stop there and you need to check. This is what the patience level you should be having. What is the biggest issue with the aspirants is they want to complete. They will be having a time period. 1 o'clock, I need to complete this entire chapter, and they will be reading. Reading doesn't give you good, what is called as good information, good knowledge. What you need to do? Not just read, you need to study. Reading is different from studying. Got the point? What is important is study is important. Whenever you come across any one particular point, specifically for the question like map pointing, when you come across the mountains like Himalayas, you need to stop there, go to the Himalayan mountains in the atlas. You need to see where they are located. Then whenever you are coming across the plateau like Bundelkhand plateau, you need to go to the Bundelkhand plateau in the atlas. You need to check. You need to learn there. Normally what the students will be doing, they'll be having the map pointing session in one class, and they'll try to mug up all the things. That is not the strategy. Under the same time, in your room, you should be having the two maps. One is the world and one is the India. As a keen understanding of the geographical aspects, you need to see the maps every day. Minimum of 10 to 15 minutes. Every day you need to observe. Whenever you come across any name in the newspaper, go to that newspaper, go to that particular place. Something happened. Like, I was explaining about the Azerbaijan. When I said Azerbaijan, many of you people might have not heard about the name of the country. You might have not come across the name of the country called as Azerbaijan. When I say it is Azerbaijan, where is it is located? Where it is located? What are the countries by the side? Because what type of questions are asked? In the last before year, the question was, what are the countries located in and around Ukraine? When you come across a name called as Ukraine in the newspaper, you need to see the Ukraine in the atlas. Right? One question. See the question. All you people know good number of mountains in the world countries. Are there any mountains called as Atlas mountains? Where do you find Atlas mountains? The answer will be immediately, sir, Atlas mountains are found in Atlas, sir. Where in Atlas? Very good. See the name of the Atlas mountains. That was the question. Atlas mountains are present in. Directly the questions are asked like that. Meaning what? Whenever you are having a command over the subject, automatically you will be developing a command on the atlas. Another question. Let me give one more previous year question. When a man was traveling right from Kerala. Kerala means what? Thiruvananthapuram, the capital city of Kerala, to Dibrugarh. The question was asked like this one in one of the UPSC preliminary part. When a person is traveling from Thiruvananthapuram to Dibrugarh, how many states he is crossing? That was the question. If you don't know where is Dibrugarh, if you don't know where is Thiruvananthapuram, how to calculate how many states he has traveled? Thiruvananthapuram, the capital city of Kerala, Dibrugarh, a very important commercial center of Assam. When the person is moving from Kerala to Assam by train, how many states he is passing? That was the question. The other question, in the year 2024, which of the following countries are neighboring the North Sea? When you don't know where is North Sea, when you will be learning about the North Sea, whenever you are talking about the ocean currents. In the ocean currents, you will come across a sea called as North Sea. Then the moment once you see the word called as North Sea, you need to check in that class. You need to see what are the countries that are neighboring. You need to have a keen understanding. Just reading once, never train your mind. And so you need to have a world map in your room. You need to look at the things. Whatever you came across in the NCERT book, in the class notes, in the vision material, you need to check and you need to mark there. If at all you keep on looking at that particular point, your job is done. Even tell to your mind, don't remember. You mind don't remember. But mind is such a powerful entity. Once you keep on looking at that one, the places get familiarity to you. Even though if you don't want to remember, yes, yet you will be remembering. Got the point? This is what the strategy. What is the only logic is repetition. You need to keep on look at the map. This is how you can master the map. Always you need to see the map. The moment once you come across one place, check that one. Over a period of time, you will develop a very great understanding which is very important, which is not so important. Whenever you are seeing for the first time, all you appears like, this is very important, this is also very important. But over a period of time, when this particular place is keep on repeated 3 or 4 times, then you'll come to know, yes, this point got repeated 3 or 4 times, so it is important. Since it is not repeated, this is not that much important. How you can learn? You need to learn by your own. Who will be coming to the rescue? In the class, the lectures. We'll make the things here very simplified as for the question asked. So what should be the basic criteria? What is the criteria? See the criteria. Even a 10th standard student is there in the class, he should get a clear clarity. From such a scratch level we will be starting. Is it clear? That is what the importance of the coaching. Any other question? Yes? Regarding map pointing, the question was asked. Then, how to prepare? Start with the basic subject called as history. You need to start as a compulsion. You need to start with the history only. Then enter into the polity. After having the understanding of history, polity, then comes geography, finally the economy. Read these 4, then you can understand whatever the people are speaking. I just spoke about the international north-south transport corridor, spoke about Tipu Sultan. When I am speaking, you may have, something like, I have heard about Tipu Sultan. I heard about the country like Russia, India, the country like Iran. But when you will when you can get connected, provided if you are having that background of the knowledge of NCERT books, basic books. Sir, why all the people are talking about NCERT? Sir, I don't like NCERT. If you don't like NCERT, there is a substitute. You can go for another book called as NIOS. Again, it is of the government. National Institute of Open Schooling. The English here is so simple, even a layman can understand so easily. NIOS books, again, they are available at free of cost in the internet. Download them. Read in the NCERT. If you are unable to understand, read NIOS. National Institute of Open Schooling. Yes, that is a substitute for that one. The governmental standard books. Right? Is it okay? Yes, in the NCERT, physical geography is very hard to understand, right? For the first timer. That's why normally what I will be telling to my students in the classroom, once the topic is done in the class, then again read NCERT, the same topic, whatever we done. Suppose if I take up the concept like what is called as Earth's interior. the interior of the earth, or maybe the concept like the larger concept like plate tectonics. When we explain in the class, after understanding the concept in the class, if you read the NCERT, it will be just like a clear-cut understanding. If you listen once, if you read once again, no need to read again and again. You will be qualified to write the exam directly. You can check yourself once you attend the class, in the class, whatever the concept is given, and after the class, if you read the concept, you are well qualified to write the previous year question papers. You need to check the previous question paper. You need to pick up the previous year questions and you need to practice. In the class, that is also will be guided. Like, I'll be telling once the chapter is complete, I'll be telling my students saying that, come on, write the questions, taking up the paper, so and so paper, you write the answers. If you fail to answer, meaning what? Something seriously wrong, either with me or with you. If you are in a position to write the answers for the previous year questions, meaning what? Yes, you are moving in the right path. Always you need to keep on counter check whether you are moving in a right direction or not. Who will be giving the clue? The previous year question papers. If you are in a position after completing one topic, say one topic is done, geomorphology is done, and if at all you are not in a position to write the answers for the geomorphology questions asked in the previous year question papers of UPSC, meaning what? You have not prepared at all. You have learned nothing. Or that can be one situation. What can be other possibility? We didn't teach the proper study here in the institution. Either that or this can be true. Is it clear? This is called as the yardstick. You need to measure always, you need to counter check whether my preparation is moving in a straight path, right direction or not. Who has to give? It is the UPSC previous year question papers. The direct way of communication between you and UPSC is the previous year question paper. Either it may be prelims, mains and all these things. Right? Good question. Right? Yes, I will stop here. I don't want to further extend. It's already almost all 1 hour. Right? Okay, fine. All the best for you. Keep the mind cool. Once you decide that you want to become a greater service and you want to do greater service to the society, especially to the poorest of the poor, no one can stop your dedication. Your ambition should be determined. That's it. Whenever you want to serve the nation, you are most welcome. And if at all you want to have some other idea like, I want to have greater name, fame, this is not the post. This is not the route at all. This is for the sake of our country. Got the point? This is not a meager job. This is dedication to the nation. Whoever is having such a dedication, definitely UPSC will be observing you. Fine? With this, I will take leave. Thank you. Thanks for your patience. Okay? Meet you soon in the next class, right? Thank you. Bye-bye. Jai Hind.